Hey guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It's 9 o'clock. It's time for another video. And today I'm back with a mat test. Now, if you don't know what the mat test is, the idea is very simple. The mat test is where I show a trick to Matt Cluley. Matt works in my office. He is in the sales department of my office. He's also a performer. He's currently touring around the UK with the Rocky Horror Show. He's also like an actor. He plays in a band. So he's got a performing background. He's currently learning a bit of magic for the matrimetry, but he's in essence a muggle. However, he's picked up on certain techniques and has a very interesting take on magic. He's always trying to figure things out, and not only is he trying to figure things out, but his background in performing has some very interesting ramifications when he's trying to work a trick out. So the idea of the mat test is I show him a trick and I get his thoughts. And today I'm going to be doing Bet Your Big Bucks by Obie O'Brien. Now, I reviewed this recently on the Craig and Ryan Review Show, gave it a great review. I think this trick is amazing. It's a really, really good trick, especially if you're doing big tables and you want to do something that people can see from the other side of the table. I think it's very engaging, and I think it always gets a really good reaction. So I'm going to perform this to Matt, and I'm going to get his opinion. So very interesting, this one. We don't normally do mat tests on tricks like this, which is why I thought this would be a good one to do. So without further ado, let's do the mat test this week on Big Bucks. How you doing, Matt?
That's a massive $10 bill.
I got big money.
I don't think.
Now,
I don't think they're in circulation.
There's a story attached to this. There's a story. I'm going to tell you the story. Did you know that I used to, for a little while, live in America?
No.
Yeah, I say live in America. I backpacked around America. I worked at a summer camp.
I did know that.
Yeah, in the Poconos Mountains called in Strucker. And
I lived in America as well.
Yeah, well, then afterwards, I spent probably the best part of 6 months backpacking around. I was in America for coming up to a year, and saw a lot of places. And I want to tell you a story about one time in a little
at band camp.
One time in band camp. I did something with a flute. No,
I believe that.
Yeah, you should. No, I'm going to tell you a little story about something that happened. So I was in this little backwater town, and how I got around is I bought the train pass. I got a train pass that I could catch any train in America for 6 months. Okay. So I could just go from place to place to place. And I was in this little backwater town, and I got to know the locals because I was in the bar every night performing magic. And there was this guy, and his name was Obie. And he was, everyone told me he was a hustler. Everyone told me he was a card cheat and he was a scam artist. But he liked magic, and so we got on. And on the second night that I was there, he said, "Hey, can I borrow $80?" And I was like, "Okay, yeah, cool, of course you can." So he borrowed these $80, and I was leaving the next day, and Obie had disappeared. And I was like, "Man, I need my $80 back." And everyone's like, "Yeah, you're not going to see that. He's gone." But then at the end of the night, Obie walked back in. I said, "Obie, I'm leaving tomorrow. It's been great hanging out, but I need my $80. He's like, "Yep, don't worry, Craig, I've got it here." Now, I bought this money, it's bigger, just so that it would show up better and you can see exactly what I'm doing. But he brought out this money and he said, here you go, buddy, there's $80. And he counted through it, and there were 4 $10 bills. And I'm like, "Obie, that's not $80. That's $40. I need my $80 back." And he said, "No, Craig, there's $80 there." I'm like, "No, there's not, Obie, there's $40. He said, "No, there's $80 there. I'll count it for you again." And he said, "Look, that's 10, that's 20, that's 30, that's 40, that's 50, that's 60, that's 70, that's 80. I was like, "Obie, I wasn't born yesterday. I'm not an idiot. I know that you've just been counting both sides of the bills. That's $40. I said, "Look, you like magic. Give me the $40. So he gave me the $40, and I said, "Watch. If we take 10 and 10 and add them together, what does that leave? What does it? 10 and 10 is what?" 20. And he said 20, and I said, "Exactly. And if I snap my fingers, now we've got a 20 right there, Obie." Now I then said, "Look, Obie, if we take that 20 and we've got $30 left over here, what's 20 plus 30? And he said 50. And I went, "Boom, that's right, 50. And he said that, and I said, that's 50 and 20, that's 70, plus this 10 makes 80. And you know what? Just because I've had to put up with your bullshit, I'll make that 100 as well. And that'll be for me as a tip. And there's the 80. And I'm going to take this away and keep it. Thanks for playing, Obie. And I walked away and I'd never seen him again.
Was his last name Kenobi?
There you go. That's the trick. Now, I wanted to show you this because...
What just happened?
I've no idea.
This is more of a performance piece. I'm a little bit worried. I debated whether to show you this or not. Just purely because I was worried you'd like it, because it's by a guy called Obie O'Brien, who's dead now.
Is he really?
Yeah, he is. He died last year. This is Obie. Obie O'Brien, big bucks. Me, you did magic. So this is Obie here. And he is, or was, like one of the most respected magicians in the world. He was Canadian. And he created this trick initially out of Canadian money. And
I was going to say, why aren't they Canadian dollars?
Yeah, out of Canadian money. And he lectured over here in the UK, made it out of UK money. Mia Yidid's now brought it back out, and he created this thing called the 4F convention, which is like one of the most respected invitation-only conventions for magicians in the world. You can only go if you get an invite. And yeah, he was a big deal, and this is one of his signature pieces. And it's a little bit like Eldo and JC Wagner and all the other dead magicians you
Can
like.
I look at these?
Huh?
Can I look at these?
You can look at that one.
I think you just gave it away.
Look at that one as well if you want. These you don't need to look at.
Oh, okay.
No, but the point is with this trick, this is not the sort of trick where you leave everything out to be examined at the end. This is like a storytelling type of trick.
Yeah.
And at the end, you just put them away, and it's kind of like, well, that's my story, and I'm sticking with it. And it's kind of like you said after you watched it, what the hell just happened? Nobody wants to see the bills, because they're just used as almost like a prop to tell this story. Yeah. And then afterwards you move on to something else. It's why it makes it this makes such a good opener, because the story engages everyone. And I remember when I did that trick to you on the other map test, the Gypsy Curse.
Yeah,
and you were saying, the thing that made it was the story. And I was like, well, let's show Matt another trick that's based around stories. And
I like stories. I'm an actor. I like stories. I like, I get involved in stories. I get sucked into stories if they're good ones. And that was a good story. It was like, and with these things as well, these are brilliant. Like, I mean, they're obviously ridiculously recognisable, but who's ever seen $10 that's that big?
You'll be able to get it in your pocket.
So, yeah, I like it. I think it's really cool. Practicality wise, doing that out and about, you've got to carry those around with you.
They fit in your inside jacket pocket really
they do?
easily.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they're quite thin, even though they're big, they're quite thin. So you just have them sticking out your jacket pocket slightly. They just go in the inside jacket pocket. I've taken this to a few gigs now.
Okay, how did it go down?
It's gone really well. I've really, really got some great reactions for it. It works really well for like a big table, because people can see this as you're telling the story, and you can go, hey, what's this and this? It's quite interactive.
Yeah, but that's a good point actually. If you're performing to like a big group, like that would almost work on a stage. Like if you were doing a small venue and there was only like 50 people in front of you, that would work in a small. And
what's nice, it's structured so that the last one that appears, that's totally examinable. So you can just flash this completely and just show it, and then you just put them away. And it's kind of, for me, this is a great opening trick.
Yeah.
Because you kind of open. Just bringing these out creates intrigue immediately, and then you kind of go into the story.
Yeah, you literally put them there when you were doing the intro, and I was like,
and Jack behind the camera was just looking at the whole thing, and that's all he was looking at.
It's a massive $10 bill. That's really weird.
And from the practicality point of view, it's pretty much an immediate reset as well. So I can just put them away and I'm ready to go again.
Okay.
Not that means anything to you, but as a working magician, it's a useful thing.
Yeah, they're cool though, aren't they? I like them. And yeah, I mean, I used to live in America too, and I didn't handle many of them, but I handled those.
I like the fact that the colours are different as well. So, you're seeing all of these $10 bills, and then all of a sudden, as they're changing, you're seeing the colours change. It's like every single aspect of it is changing, which I kind of really appreciate it. But it's really the story that drives that trick. If I just perform that trick, hang on, let me just reset it without anybody seeing. Don't you look either, you sneaky little sausage, Matt.
Sneaky little sausage.
Sneaky little sausage.
You know, if I just performed it like this and I was just
Oh,
like,
look, they're all back.
oh look, isn't that amazing? But if I performed it like this and I just said, look, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 $10 bills, that's $40. If I snap my fingers, I can make them 80. Look, that's 10, that's 10, that's 20, that's 10, that's 10, that's 40, that's 50, that's 60, that's 70, that's 80. You wouldn't be very impressed, right? Obviously you wouldn't, but if I took 10 and 10 and snapped my fingers and turned that into a 20, and then took these 30 and this 20 and snapped my fingers and got a 50, that would be really good. But then if I did this and I got 100, well, that's amazing. I don't think it's as good. It's kind of like, what the hell? And I think you would then want to examine them. I think it makes it more, if you presented it like that, I think the story is what makes this trick, is what I'm trying to say.
The story's got, yeah, we had this conversation before, didn't we? Like, some tricks work just as a boom, 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 there you go. Some tricks need a bit of a backstory to them to make them more impressive than the trick actually is. That's impressive. I still don't know how you did that. Like, I still don't know how you did that.
Hello, Mr. Washington.
Mr. Washington, Mr. Franklin, Mr. Grant, Mr. Jackson,
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Hamilton. Yeah, I still don't know how you did it. So it looked good that way, but with the story that goes behind it, I think if you're using like something from a different country as well, then the story kind of adds to the fact that there's a reason why you've got it from a different country. Otherwise, why would you be walking around with 40? I mean, I know they're massive things anyway, but why would you be walking around with American dollars?
Yeah.
So you've got that backstory as to why you've got them and stuff. But I mean, obviously they're a pop because they're 3 times the size of a normal $10 bill. But yeah, no, I like it. I think it's different. I know it's just using, and we had this conversation before about just using 4 cards or 12 cards or 8 cards or whatever it is.
I really like this.
But there's some, you like it too.
I love it.
It's something really different. And then with the story that goes behind it as well.
I think that's half the battle with Magic, making it different. Making it unique. Like, you could do this with 4 playing cards. I'm not going to, and I've not tried it, and I'm probably going to make myself look stupid now. But you could, if you wanted to, I imagine, you could do it with playing cards. Could you do it with playing cards? Yes, I'm not going to do it now, but you could very easily. You could show, for example, 4 blank cards, and with blue backs, and have them change one at a time to printed cards. But I don't think it would be as impressive as using these props.
No, that would be a card trick, and everybody's seen a card trick. I've never seen anybody turn up at... Oh, sorry. I've never seen...
Look at those 2. You don't need these 2.
I've never seen anybody turn up at a Magic gig and do something with massive American notes.
No.
Like that. You doing squats?
Sorry, my back was hurting. Just having a stretch.
You just hear Jack be on the camera going,
oh, bloody hell.
Come on, leave me alone.
He's like 23, isn't he?
You don't even know my age.
Yeah.
I'm 23.
24,
No.
25,
Yeah,
26,
yeah, you got it.
25.
40.
You don't look 40.
No, you're 40.
Oh no, I'm 40. But yeah, I mean, having lived in America for a number of years, then, you know, they're relatable to me as well. But I haven't seen an American dollar for a long time, an American note for a long time. So instantly, I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
I've never been to the States.
Yeah.
You should go. It's
You
amazing.
should go. It's a great place.
Yeah, I'd love to.
So, does it pass the map test?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you did it. I mean, obviously, you like, it's something to do with the 2 cards, the 2 notes that you won't let me look at.
Yeah. But as I say, it's not about examining these, to be honest.
Yeah, it's about
It's
the
not
trick
about that. It's
itself.
about
and
the story.
And again, if you can get the right kind of audience that are going to sit there and listen to a story, then great. I think if you were doing a trick like that, you've got to pick your audience. You're not going to be able to go and do it to a bunch of teenagers because they haven't got the attention span to sit and listen to somebody talk about anything for longer than 3.5 seconds. But if you've got an audience that are willing to sit and listen to a story, then I think people would really, really like it. It's not going to like blow people's socks off, I don't think, but I didn't like feel necessary to be like throw my arms in the air and get up and walk away like I have done at times. But it's a good trick,
And
I
you're
enjoyed
engaged.
I was engaged, and it's a good trick, and I liked it. It's not going to take over the world, but it's a good trick, and I think if you got the right audience, it would go down well.
There you go.
Money does make the world go round.
Thank you very much, man.
You're welcome, dude.
That's great. So that's Big Bucks by Obie O'Brien. You can get it from Mere You Did Magic. It's also available from all good magic dealers, because I believe that Mere puts it through Murphy's. But, you know, support Mere You Did. Support my magic. He's a great guy. So that is Big Bucks. And you know what? I absolutely love this. Now, in the context I perform this to Matt, it's probably not the best context to perform it, because the Matt test is all about, hey, here's a trick. Now, figure out how it's done. So naturally, he's going to want to examine the dollar bills, and he's not going to be able to. Now, I don't think that's an issue in a real world environment. Well, I know it's not. I've performed it in the real world. When you perform this in the real world, I don't think this is an issue at all. And the reason I don't think it's an issue at all is because it's a great opener. This is, you do the trick very, very quickly. When you've done the trick, you move on. That's it. It's like boom, 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 move on, right? And you don't give people a chance to sit down and work the trick out and analyze it and, hey, you can look at those cards. It's just a really visual thing, and then you put them away and you're into something else. So this is kind of a weird environment in which to perform this. Having said that, I mean, you saw Matt's reaction. He really liked this trick. He knew that he couldn't examine bits and pieces. And I suppose the one question I've got about this is, do you think, and I don't know the answer, do you think that that lay people that are watching this know that the bill's a gimmick, but they just go along with it and they just accept it for what it is, which is a really visual trick? Or do you think they just think they're normal bills? Obviously, they're not normal bills because they're massive. But do they think that there's something special going on? Because I've performed this several times and I've never had anyone go, whoa, 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 Mr. Magician, I want to see those bills. Please give them to me now. I think there's something suspicious going on. But I think that's because I'm not performing it in a challenging way. I'm not trying to challenge people to work out how the trick's done. I'm just performing it to them and saying, hey, have a look at this. You know, and then I'm moving on to something else. So I don't know the answer. I mean, all I know is Matt liked it. I've been doing it for, you know, ever since I reviewed it, I've been doing it at gigs. It gets a great reaction. It's something that I would be more than happy to put into a parlor show. I'd be more than happy to put into a big table thing. I don't think it works in a formal sit-down, close-up type situation like this. Bar magic, I think it'd be great for. But yeah, I mean, take it what you will. We did have a couple of people asking us to do this on the Matt test, so I have. Matt seems to really like it, which is great. I dig that. And then I want to know what you think in the comments. So please let me know in the comments down below. So there you go, guys. That's another Matt test. And this one is on the Big Bucks. You can get that directly from My Magic, which is by Mere You Did. He's one of the nicest people in magic. So please go and support him. It's a great trick. Outside of that, do me a favor. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. You want to see more videos like this? Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll be back again tomorrow at 6 o'clock with another Magic Live. I'll be back at 9 o'clock with another video. So there's a ton coming up on Magic TV. And if you haven't already done so, please go to www.thenetrix.com. That's www.thenetrix.com. Go and check out the NETRIX, and you can get access to everything and see what all the fuss is about. I'll be back again soon. Thanks for watching. My name's Craig from Magic TV.